Hi, my name is Matt Zamborski. I'm the engineering director at New Current. Mafal from NKO asked, how can I become an electrical engineer? One of the the most primary paths to becoming an electrical engineer is to go through school, go through high school, and choose electrical engineering as your major in college. To be successful at that, some of the areas you want to focus on include math, because you will use math in everything that you do as an electrical engineer. Uh, Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, what you learn today, but also some more advanced math as you get into high school and college. You'll also need to focus on science. Physics, especially, is a very important subject. But you also need to be able to communicate. So things like writing, reading, those are all very important as well. Engineering is a very cross-functional type of position, which means that you're going to use a lot of the different things that you learn in school and apply them in different ways.
I'm a student at Northwestern University and I study computer science and education. And Sebastian from St. Anne's School asks, what does a computer science person do? So basically what a computer scientist does is they solve problems through code. Any job you can think of, pretty much involves technology nowadays. And so that means the computer scientists go in and solve all the problems with that. And there's kind of two main categories. There's back end and front end. And so if you're more of a creative person, you like art, you like colors, you like seeing something happen, then front end is for you. And then if you are more of a math person, you really like to get down and deal with the algorithms and stuff like that, then back end is for you. And so that's kind of an overall view of what computer scientists do.
Hey everyone, I'm Unnati from New Current. I'm an electrical engineer and an engineering manager here at New Current. I'm so excited to answer your questions. The first one that just came up is from Anisa at Makachan. She asked, are electrical projects hard? Well, they are and they are not. Tell me, was it hard for you when you started walking? Yes, it was. But now you run, you play, you just learn things as you grow. And this is equivalent to learning anything. And electrical projects are the same. I remember walking into our New Current lab and not understanding anything. But then I had great colleagues, great friends who taught me through it. I also studied from different books. I tried different experiments in the lab. I failed, but then at the end, you learn. And after a few years, you will understand they are not that hard. So I would say keep learning and keep practicing.
Hello, I'm Anna Olekshevitz. I'm an electrical engineer here at New Current as well. And Arya at NKO asked, when you first started as an engineer, what tests did you have to do? How did you become an engineer? So similar to how Nadia referenced, I did a lot of experiments and fun projects when I was growing up, and I knew I wanted to work on something concrete. And so I decided I wanted to become an engineer to use both logic and also create something. So I studied at the university electrical engineering, and I started interning and taking jobs that seemed interesting to me. And I started then working my first full-time job at an automotive company where we designed control modules for the cars you see on the road today. I then joined New Current, where I learned a lot of different skills. But when I first started, you always do a lot of testing in any new environment. You get familiarized with the system and you learn as much as you can. And I'd say that at every phase in your jobs and in your various projects, it starts with testing and learning hands-on.
My name is Sammy. I work for an engineering firm called Surgeon and Lundy, and we mainly work on energy infrastructure like wind turbines, energy storage. Particularly, I work on renewable energy projects such as solar, wind. In regards to what type of things electrical engineers do, there's actually a lot of things that electrical engineers can do. From experience, from college, there's so many areas in which I could have picked to work on. So I happened to choose this, but there are also several interesting choices that I could have worked with. So just to give an example, so basically when I started college, the very first course I took in electrical engineering was there was this lab where we had to build like a robot. So basically it was a robot on 4 wheels, and what the robot had to do was kind of like follow a racetrack. So, you'd think that for a first course in electrical engineering that'd be difficult, but it was actually like, they step us through the process, and it's actually very unique and it's very simple. And you realize that you can do so many cool things with electrical engineering just from that first course. So that just gives you like a rough idea of the different kind of things. For example, you can have like your phone, which is something everyone uses. There's so much that goes into making a phone a reality, so many different areas of electrical engineering. So, if you're considering electrical engineering, then you can definitely look at your phone and think of all the cool things it can do. And that's what we electrical engineers do.
So I'm Julia. I'm a software developer based in New York City. And I work for a science lab, actually based out of California, called Scripps Research. Jonathan at Columbia Explorers Academy asked, what exactly do you do? So right now I'm working on something called outbreak.info. It's the name of a website that tracks or that uses information that we collect actually from a bunch of different scholarly resources, a bunch of different places where they publish data on the COVID epidemic. So we give people, often scientists, but also people of other backgrounds, information about, for instance, how many COVID cases there were in a specific state or in a specific city.